What is anti-globalization? What exactly is anti-globalization? This term refers to a social movement that critiques the current form of economic globalization. At its core, anti-globalization opposes the influence and practices of large multinational corporations. Many participants in this movement argue that these corporations often prioritize profit over the well-being of workers, fair labor standards, and environmental protection. They also raise concerns about how these corporations can undermine the sovereignty of national governments. The anti-globalization movement is quite diverse. Some activists focus on regulating corporations to ensure they comply with human rights and environmental standards. Others advocate for completely abolishing corporate power. This movement is often linked to left-wing and anarchist perspectives, but it also includes a variety of ideologies, allowing for a range of beliefs and methods within its ranks. It is important to note that anti-globalization should not be confused with nationalist opposition to globalization. Nationalist groups typically resist globalization to protect the interests of the nation-state. In contrast, many anti-globalization activists support a different kind of globalization, sometimes referred to as alter-globalization. This alternative emphasizes justice, fairness, and sustainability rather than corporate dominance. From a libertarian viewpoint, globalization is generally seen in a positive light. Libertarians believe that globalization promotes individual liberty by allowing the free movement of goods, capital, labor, and services across borders. They argue that globalization reduces government-imposed barriers and restrictions, which in turn expands economic freedom and political liberty. Libertarians typically oppose economic nationalism and protectionism, as these can limit individuals' freedom to trade and move internationally. While libertarians acknowledge the concerns surrounding corporate power, they usually favor market solutions and voluntary exchanges over heavy government regulation. They support globalization as a way to increase competition, innovation, and individual choice on a global scale. Libertarians stress that political freedom requires minimizing government constraints on crossing political boundaries. They also argue that economic freedom demands the unrestricted movement of human and financial capital. In summary, anti-globalization critiques the current global economic system for enabling corporate power that can harm workers, the environment, and national sovereignty. On the other hand, libertarianism generally supports globalization for its role in expanding individual freedoms and reducing government interference, while remaining cautious about excessive corporate influence that may arise from government favoritism or lack of competition.